Welcome to Nalanda International Independent PU College. I am Dr. Geeta CJ, giving you a presentation in Business Studies. Chapter 1, Nature and Significance of Management. What is management? Students, the basic units of a society is the individual. No individual can satisfy all his desire by himself. He unites with his fellow being and work in organized group to achieve what he cannot achieve individually. Wherever there is organized group of people working towards a common goal, some type of management is essential. It brings the human and other resources together and motivates the people for the achievement of the objectives of organization. Here the management is a process of designing and maintaining an environment in which individuals working together in groups efficiently accomplish selected aims. Management is essential for all organizations, big or small, profit or non-profit, manufacturing or service. Management consists of series of interrelated and interdependent functions that are performed by all managers. Managers perform different functions at different levels in organization. The importance of management has been increasing, particularly after industrial revolution due to change in methods of production, scale of operations, transport revolution, improvement in science and technology. Here comes the definition of management according to Harold Kuhns and Heinz Weirich. Harold Kuhns is an American professor of business management at the University of California, Los Angeles. He has authored the book Principles of Management, whereas Heinz Weirich is an author, management consultant, and a professor of global management and behavioral science at the University of San Francisco. According to Harold Kuhns and Heinz Weirich, management is a process of designing and maintaining an environment in which individuals working together in groups efficiently accomplish selected aims. Management is the art of getting things done through and with the people in formal, organized groups. Here they say that it is an art of creating an environment in which people can perform and individuals can cooperate towards attainment of group goals. Here comes the definition of Mary Parker Follett. Mary Parker Follett is a prophet of management. It is the art of getting things done through others. Mary Parker Follett says that the management is a process by which human efforts are coordinated and combined with other resources to accomplish organizational goals and objectives. Management is a process of planning, decision making, organizing, leading, motivating, and controlling the human resources, financial, physical, and information resources of an organization to reach its goal in an efficient and effective manner. Management is a process of getting things done with the aim of achieving effectively and efficiently the goals. So, here, effectiveness versus efficiency. These two terms are different, but they are interrelated. Being effective or doing work effectively basically means finishing the given task. Efficiency means doing the task correctly and with minimum cost. For management, it is important to be both effective and efficient. Effectiveness and efficiency are two sides of the same coin, but these two aspects need to be balanced in every organization. Example, a company's targeted production is 5,000 units in a year. To achieve this target, the manager operates the employees on double shifts with high salary, which resulted in high production cost. In this case, the manager was effective but not efficient. Therefore, it is important to the management to achieve goals that is effective with minimum resources, which is efficiency. Usually, high efficiency is associated with high effectiveness, which is the aim of all managers. High efficiency without being effective is not desirable, and both inefficiency and ineffectiveness leads to poor management. If the manager reduces the output with fewer resources to cut down the cost but not achieving the target, consequently, the goods do not reach the market and hence the competitors may enter into the market. This is a case of being efficient but not effective. Now, let us see the characteristics of management. The first characteristic of management is a goal oriented process. An organization has a set of basic goals, which are the basic reason for its existence. That should be simple and clearly stated. Different organizations have different goals. For example, the goal of a retail store may be to increase sales, but the goal of a spastic society of India is to impart education to children with special needs. Management unites the efforts of different individuals in the organization towards achieving these goals. Management aims at achieving certain specified goals of the enterprise, so the goals must be clearly stated. The second characteristic is management is pervasive. Management activities are not only applicable to business units alone, they are universally applicable to all organizations, whether it may be economic, social, charitable, religious, or political. Therefore, management is all pervasive and it is a universal phenomenon. The activities involved in managing an enterprise are common to all organizations, whether economic or political. A petrol pump needs to be managed as much as hostel, hospital, or a school. What managers do in India, the USA, Germany, or Japan is the same. How they do it may be quite different. This difference is due to the difference in culture, tradition, and history. Management activities are universally applicable in all types of organization anywhere in the world. So we call management is pervasive. Next characteristic is management is multidimensional. Management is a complex activity that has three main dimensions. They are management of work, management of people, management of operations. Now let us see management of work. All organizations exist for the performance of some work. In a factory, a product is manufactured. In a garment store, a customer's need is satisfied. And in a hospital, a patient is treated. Management translates this work in terms of goals to be achieved and assigns the means to achieve it. This is done in terms of problems to be solved, decisions to be made, plans to be established, budgets to be prepared, responsibility to be assigned, and authority to be delegated. So, this is what management by work. The next, what we are going to see is management of people. Human resources or people are an organization great asset. Despite all developments in technology, getting work done through people is still a major task for the manager. Managing people has two dimensions. It implies dealing with employees as individuals with diverse needs and behavior. It also means dealing with individuals as a group of people. The task of management is to make people work towards achieving the organization's goals by making their strength and effective and the weakness irrelevant. So you call it as management of people. The next comes the management of operations. No matter what the organization, it has some basic product or service to provide in order to survive. This requires a production process which entails the flow of input, material, and technology for transforming this input into desired output for our consumption. This is interlinked with both the management of work and management of people. Every organization has to deliver certain goods or services for its survival. Through management, the operational inputs, that is, material and technology, are transferred into desired output, that is, goods and services for customers. The next characteristics is management is continuous process. Management is a continuous process consisting of series of functions like planning, organizing, staffing, directing, and controlling. Planning is a basic function of management. It is deciding in advance what you have to do, when you have to do, and how to do. It bridges the gap from where we are and where we want to be. It is a future course of action and deciding in advance the most appropriate course of actions for achievement of predetermined goal. Organizing is a process of bringing together physical, financial, and human resources. It develops productive relationship among them for achievement of organizational goals. Staffing. It is a function of manning the organization structure. Staffing has assumed greater importance in the recent years due to advancement of technology, increase in size of business, complexity of human behavior, etc. The main purpose of staffing is to put right man on right job. Directing is a part of managerial function which accurates the organizational methods to work efficiently for achievement of organizational objectives. It is considered as life spark of the enterprise which sets the people into action. Planning, organizing, and staffing are the main preparations for doing the work. Direction is an interpersonal aspect of management which deals directly with the influencing, guiding, supervising, motivating subordinates for the achievement of organizational goals. It has the following elements, that is supervision, motivation, leadership, and communication. Whereas controlling, which implies measurement of actual performance against the standard set and correction of deviations, if any, to ensure achievement of organizational goals. The purpose of controlling is to ensure that everything occurs in accordance with the standard set. An efficient system of control helps to predict deviations before they actually occur. Therefore, controlling has a following step, which is establishment of standard, measurement of actual performance, comparison of actual performance with the standards and finding out the deviations, and corrective actions to be taken. The next characteristic comes management is a group activity. An organization is a collection of diverse individuals with different needs. Every member of the group has a different purpose for joining the organization, but as members of the organization, they work towards fulfilling the common organizational goal. This requires teamwork and coordination of individual effort in a common direction. At the same time, management should enable all its members to grow and develop as needs and opportunities change. Each and every organization consists of a number of persons with different needs. Every member of the group has different purpose to join the organization. As members of the organization, they have to initiate, communicate, coordinate, and join their hands for attaining the group organizational goals. Hence, it is a group activity. Goals and objectives of an organization can be effectively attained by the group rather than by an individual. The next characteristic is management is a dynamic function. Management is a dynamic function and has to adapt itself to the changing environment. An organization interacts with its external environment, which consists of various social, economic, and political factors. In order to be successful, an organization must change itself and its goals according to the needs of the environment. It must be adopted according to the changing needs of the organization. The next characteristic is management is intangible force. Management cannot be seen, but its presence can be felt in the operations of the organization. Effects of management are noticeable in terms of attainment of production, targets, employee satisfaction, etc. So, management is an unseen force but reflects in the collective efforts of people. Its presence is felt by the result of the organization. For example, increase in profit. Now let us see the characteristic of management. Again, it's a review. It is a goal oriented process. So always we should have a goal in the management which has to be decided in advance. Pervasive. It is pervasive means it is universally applicable. The management is universally applicable every way. The management must be there. Next, multidimensional. Management is multidimensional. That is management of work, management of people, and management of operations. Management is a continuous process like planning, organizing, directing, controlling, etc. Management is a group activity. That is, each and every organization consists of different number of persons with different needs. So you call it as a group. Every member of the group has different purpose to join the organization. Management is a dynamic function. So management has to adapt itself to changing environment. Dynamic means changing, changes. Every organization works in an environment which keep on changing. So we call it as a dynamic function. Intangible force. Management cannot be seen in its presence, but it can be felt in the operations of the organization. So you call it as an intangible force. So students, here I have given you the home assignment. I have already explained the definition and characteristics of management. So they prepare the notes, define management, explain the characteristics of management. This question is very important, which is asked in the board exam for 8 marks according to the blueprint of the PU board. So you start preparing the assignment. I will send you the notes in the WhatsApp and you can clarify the doubts over the phone. Thank you.